Hey everybody, as you've no doubt heard me blather in one video or podcast or another, I am taking a page out of Epic Snuggle Bunny's book and trying to reduce and refine my collection. I've been having difficulty with it. I'm not very good at commanding myself to do things I don't want to do. I don't know how many of us actually are, but a lot of inner negotiation going on, and I would like to cut down the amount of knives I have because I suffer from option paralysis, and I'm starting to feel like I have so many knives and I use very few of them. When I actually have a task that's worthy of a sweet, awesome knife, I go to 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them. I don't peruse the whole collection and say, oh, today I'm going to take this expensive knife and go out and bang on it in the yard. So I'm starting to think I need to get some nicer stuff and kind of get rid of some of the stuff I don't use. And so, in the spirit of that, I want to do a bunch of little collection videos, just a few minutes each, that will catalog the knives I have now in the spirit of getting rid of them later. So I just want to kind of document what I have. And I thought originally about doing it in the order that I bought them, but then I decided that would just be absolutely maddening, considering I have a few knives. It'd be hard to remember the order. And I'm going to start with all my folding knives, and then when I'm done with that, I'll proceed to the fixed blades, I guess. But anyway, to start with, I figured I would pull out the old Emerson Commander from the year 2000. And this knife will never leave the collection. It's the first knife I ever saw from Emerson, and it's the knife I fell in love with. This is from 2000, and I ordered it from Knife Center in 1999. I remember I was new to internet shopping, and I thought that as soon as you ordered it, because I bought a Mac before I bought this, and it arrived the next day, I thought everything that you bought on the internet just arrived the next day. Well, this I waited a year and a half for. I didn't really understand that they were only making one knife at a time in their shop, I guess, at the time, and they weren't doing these when I ordered it. And so I waited and waited, and I was a babe in the woods at the time. I didn't shake down Knife Center, find out where my knife was. I just sort of waited and waited, and then one day at my old job years and years ago, it showed up on my desk after so long. And I was so psyched to have it. So I've carried this a lot, used it very little, as you can tell from the good quality of the coating on this blade. And this is just an awesome knife. Kind of started it all for me. Well, started me buying expensive knives. Before this, I was getting cold steels and such, as I still do. Put a nice edge on this, and it's just a classic, awesome knife. And back then, to take it apart, it was built a little bit more like a custom knife. You had to take these 3 screws out in the pivot, and then this piece of G10 pops off, and then underneath are the screws to disassemble. So just a bit of a different, and it's got this nice long swedge on the back, which I think they didn't put on there for a while, and maybe it's back, I'm not sure. This is such a great knife that I feel like I need an updated version of it, like a Jungle Commander, with the green handles. But this old G10 is cool. It's very smooth. It's kind of different. It almost looks homemade. I know it's not, and then you can see the old the chatter marks from the grinders. Handmade knife. Parker Eyes clip is holding up. Anyway, just a great, fantastic, awesome knife, and it really embodied the spirit of Filipino martial arts to me, with that curve, and I didn't even know at the time that Ernie Emerson was a knife combatives guy, and I just instantly fell in love with it, and the love affair is still going on 20 years later. 20 years. I ordered this sucker 20 years ago. Unreal. Alright, well, I'm going to do more videos like this. They'll be quick, and probably some of them quicker than this, because this has an emotional component to it. Other knives I have are just, you'll hear me say, I love this knife, it's really cool. Or you'll probably hear me say that over and over again. But this knife is definitely something special. All right, you all have a fantastic day.